Hey, friends. I hope that you are having a fantastic day. And let's just get right to it. I have some exciting news. Do you want to know what it's about? I gave you a hint in the title. Yes, I am working on a workshop. But can you guess what it's about? Is it about real estate? Is it about being a mom? Is it about military life? A little bit of all in between, but there really is a focus. If you know me, you know military is so near and dear to my heart. And I have a personal mission to one, help other agents be so successful in the military niche. And two, make sure that agents have a very clear understanding of how they can best serve and take care of military clientele. It is such a unique world and transition for military when they are moving. And there's so many different nuances that if you don't know they exist, you can't really be sensitive to them. And in the real estate world too, we go through a lot of sayings, just like anything else, like buyers are liars and so are sellers too, right? And if you don't know what's real and what's not, especially in the military side of things, then you could tend to have a poor attitude or treat your client unfairly, thinking that they aren't telling you the truth when really their hands may be tied. So I really want to make sure that there's this clear picture and understanding of what military clients go through when they are transitioning and how we can serve them the best possible way. But I also want to feature and really focus in on the whole concept of how when you niche down into the military market, agent referrals are king. If you know other agents in different military markets, we are the ones that always have clients coming and going. We are the calm and steady to the storm around us, right? A lot of times when our folks are going to move, they're just focused on where they're at right now and they can't even think straight to figure out what the next step is on where they're going. But if they have a great agent that's helping them sell their house in Texas and that agent knows that they're coming to North Carolina and that Texas agent knows me, voila, your friend is taken care of, okay? Because agent to agent, we're going to make that connection and make sure that our clients are taken care of. And we tend to hold each other to a high standard. We want to make sure that our military clients are getting the best of the best. So let's find a way to make ourselves the elite group of realtors that we absolutely are, learn how to network together better than ever, and realize that in this world of real estate, our comrades are truly not our competition. You know who's your competition in real estate? That person that's looking at you in the mirror. That's it. And I can prove this, okay? So I used to get kind of like questioned, we'll say it that way. I was going to say getting picked on a little bit, but let's be real, I was. Because I would send local agents thank you cards or birthday cards or have lunch with them. And nobody could understand why I was actually taking time to like befriend agents in my local community. Well, one, I enjoyed working with them and like them as humans. So why wouldn't I love and nourish that relationship? Because even in my local market, if I have a good relationship with those agents, they're going to want to do business with me and vice versa. And we're going to take care of our clients to the best of our ability and have that common goal in mind every step of the way. And they're not going to question that Brittany wants to get this deal to the closing table because they know me and they know how I work. So point one. But point two, from a military avenue, right? I'm a military spouse. My husband is still active duty, and there is a very real likelihood that we would move. And we did. So when I moved from South Carolina, well, guess what? I had a built in referral source because anybody that had clients in South Carolina that might be going to my new location, I was a primary referral source for them. They already knew, liked, and trusted me. So they didn't have to go looking. So there's so many reasons why we need to be nourishing the relationships around us near and far on an agent level. And I can't wait to deep dive into this and show you how it works and how you can do it and it's obtainable. And I'm also going to admit that I had a really hard time adjusting to the fact that I couldn't just depend on my military clients and friends to just fuel my business. And I finally realized after about 6 years in the business that it wasn't really their fault. The ones that were going to come back to me naturally would come back to me. And most of the time it was a spouse that was not related to the military, right? They're the ones kind of with their heads out of the clouds and making everything work and seeing the full picture. But I had a very big realization after watching my husband transition from one branch of the military to the other branch, but also coming and going from a year on a company tour and coming back and seeing that every step of the way military gets left behind. Every new step they take, it's starting over fresh. There's nobody helping them make that transition. There's no one that says, hey, friend from Fort Liberty, here's your new commander in Fort Campbell. That doesn't exist. It's show up to Fort Campbell. You're going to be put in this one unit temporarily while you in process. And then when you're done with this unit, then we'll stick you in your unit and you'll figure out who you respond to then. Or, hey, you're going to deploy, friend. So when you get over there, you're going to get off the plane and somebody will ship you away and tell you where you're supposed to be and when you're supposed to be there. And it's probably not going to be anybody that you know or that worked with you stateside. Good luck. Well, hey, by the way, you're going to Korea for a year. When you get there, you're going to report to this army base to in process, but you're going to be at this Korean air base where you're living at. So in process of the army base, and then they'll tell you how to get to the Korean air base and you'll figure it out from there. You think that I'm like fibbing on this, but it's reality. Ask a military person. Ask them how much continuity they have, how much help they have along the process. Can you imagine moving overseas and just having to wing it? I mean, there is not a manual for these things, folks. It really is hard and you have to figure out every step of the way. And they're just begging and pulling teeth to figure out who they're supposed to respond to and who they're supposed to show up for. And there's nobody in the rearview mirror helping make that step. So why would they come back to a person here when all they know is I've got to get there and then somebody else is going to take over? That's their world. And when that clicked, it really, really reminded me that it's not their fault. That is all they know. Most of these military members get in when they are so young and they have no other life experience other than being told where to be, when to be there, and that somebody else will pick up the buck as soon as they get there, right? So it really changed my mindset to realizing that I need to focus in on who is taking care of these folks where they are at, because that's where the transition happens. That's where the introductions happen. Is if I'm selling a house here and I want to buy here, this agent that's helping me sell will make that connection for the next place, the next location, right? So, and vice versa. If I'm sending somebody out the door, if I know I'm selling a property, then I'm in control. I can ask the questions. Where are you going? What is your plan? Can I help make an introduction? Right? So that helps so much when we have these agent relationships and we're checking in with one another and we are nourishing our relationship with each other and making sure that we have a solid foundation. And as soon as somebody says, hey, I'm moving to North Carolina. Hey, I'm moving to South Carolina. They go, boom, Brittany, let me give her a call. Let's get her on cue. No matter what you're doing, let's make sure that she knows and she can help and pick up as soon as you're ready. This is the beauty of real estate and the beauty of relationships. And let's be honest, it's really hard and lonely sometimes in the real estate world. Unless you're talking to another realtor, another person that understands what you're going through, the transitions, the transactions, the ups and the downs, how much you love it and hate it all at the same time. It's a beautiful career, but it's really stressful and it's time consuming. And I'm trying to figure out my life balance with my work balance. It's such a good reason just to check in and say, hey friend, I know what you're going through. Just want to make sure you're doing okay. Have you had any struggles lately? What does it look like for you? What's a win? Right? Thank you so much for sending me that military client. My heart is with military and it just makes me so full when you send me a client and I know that I can love them up. That is the beauty of agent-to-agent referrals. And we're going to talk about so much more. We're going to talk about cutting through the noise, how you can set up the framework to make this a very systemized approach so that you don't forget anybody and make sure that you are checking in on a regular basis. So I can't wait to tell you so much more. This is like Pandora's box for me, right? I have such a hard time holding back and not just telling you my big wide world all in one foul swoop. I bet that would be a little bit overwhelming now, wouldn't it? So I want you to know when I put this workshop together, it's actually not going to be facilitated through Brittany Fry Realtor or Closing Chapters. I actually am setting up a whole other training page to facilitate all of this. So that way it can kind of be its own world and live in its space. And I can talk and live and breathe everything military and not be so overwhelming to my whole real estate portfolio. Because of course, I do work with other people and not everybody wants to hear me gab about military stuff 24/7. My clients don't want to hear me gab about military stuff 24/7. They're looking for a little bit of a reprieve when they are not at the base. So anyhow, Elevate Freedom Training is going to be the platform that you are going to see all the information and learn more about for my workshop. And I cannot wait to see you there and show you more information. Now, while it's up and going and everybody's getting adjusted and situated to this new platform, I will absolutely be kind of cross posting and talking about it and sharing amongst each page. But I want you to know that if you're seeing Elevate Freedom Training and it's going to be a red, white, and blue mountain as the logo, that is me. That is our company. That is what we are going to be doing this workshop through, and other courses to come. So I am so excited to unleash this to the world. I have been working really hard on this. Let me show you. This is what I'm going through right now, is a program to help me learn how to create the workshops successfully, create the webinars and courses to live on for ages and ages to come. So I am diving deep. And if you've seen that online, you've seen that I've been kind of working away on some extra projects, and that is it. The secret is out of the bag. We are going to start making the military world a better place for real estate in general, whether it's from the agent side or from the client side. So I am so looking forward to your support in this, and just know that I am passionate and I am experienced and I'm ready to pass my knowledge along to you. If you know me, you know that I'm an open book. So there is no question too big, too small that I won't dive into or find an answer for. So looking forward to knowing what you want to know or what you want to work on, or an experience that you've had with working with military or military agents, whatever the case may be, and how that could be facilitated differently or give you some more insight. So if there's something that you would love to know about the military world of real estate from the agent side, or what it's like working with the clients, or the expectations we should set or know for the clients, then let me know. I would love to have an idea of that. Also, if there's something that you think should be taught about that just really isn't, then let me know. I mean, I've got in my head like the gaps that I have seen from our transitions and the things that everybody asks me about. And I have agents that talk to me all the time and say, hey, I'm working with this military client. What should I be doing? What should I not? I had an agent that's been in the business for like 20 years that recently took her MRP designation course. She called me and she said, hey, my instructor was saying like we should know all these things and be asking all these questions when we're talking to military clients. Can you break it down for me? And we stayed on the phone for an hour just going, question by question about each item that this instructor had mentioned. And some of it was valid and some of it was like, hey, I really don't think you have to worry about that. And let me explain why. It would be this specific scenario, but you don't need to be asking everybody about that. And I'm excited to break all that down for you, because there really is a lot of differences in the military world, whether you're active duty or not, and what that looks like, or if you're moving, what your orders may look like. There's so many different avenues going on. And this applies on like the buying side and the selling side. There's some differences that you just have to know so that you can plan and support your client in the best possible way. So look forward to all of the good news ahead. And I cannot wait to continue sharing with you. And just know that we're probably going to be a little military heavy on the podcast for a little while. I always sprinkle it in because this is my world. I mean, we live and breathe military every single day, and over 95% of my clients are all military. So this is my niche, this is my world, and I cannot wait to bring more of it to you. And we are going to be absolutely great referral partners and set the world apart when we take care of our military clients. And we're just going to have a thriving business. That's what we all need, right? Who wouldn't want a steady flow of agent referrals sitting in their pipeline? I think it's pretty nice for me. Honestly, when I made the transition to Tennessee and transition to North Carolina, especially to North Carolina, everything that has carried me over has been agent to agent referrals. When I was in Tennessee, the majority of my deals were agent to agent referrals over the 3 years. And that was so beautiful. I'm going to tell you a lot more about that and how that came about and where my mindset was whenever we dive into it during the workshop. So I will put the social media below in the comments, but Elevate Freedom Training will be the platform for this workshop. And it will be on Instagram and Facebook, a combination thereof, where everything's being posted. And hopefully in the future, maybe we'll have some Facebook groups put together as a synergy group or support group after we do the workshop. So there is lots to come, but I just wanted to shout it to the world and let you know that it is on the horizon and it is coming straight to you from me. I hope you guys have a great day, and I can't wait to tell you and share so much more very soon.